today of our Public Works, Procurement, and Contracting Committee. A roll call, please.
Calling the roll, Mr. Germana.
Here.
Mr. Miller. Here. Ms. Conwell. Ms. Conwell is absent at the moment. Mr. Greenspan.
Here.
Ms. Simon. Ms. Simon is absent at the moment. There is a quorum.
Okay, any public comment relating to the agenda?
No, Mr. Chair, no one is signed in.
Okay, we have, need approval of the minutes from the February 4th, 2015 meeting. I was not in attendance, so. Okay, we'll hold that to see if someone else comes in, and matters referred to committee.
Resolution number 2015-0032, a resolution making an award on requisition number 32408 to Joshen Paper and Packaging in the amount not to exceed $1,435,000 for furnishing and delivery of reprographic paper for various county departments for the period 3/1/2015 through 2/28/2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award in this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Lenora Lockett, Office of Procurement and Diversity.
Good morning.
Good morning. This was a formal bid done on behalf of the Department of Public Works. It closed on January 8th, 2015. One bid was received. We're recommending an award to that vendor. That vendor is the lowest and best bidder. They meet the SBE goal of 15%. They're offering to use all state industrial to meet the 15% goal, and they're determined to be the lowest and best bidder.
Any questions from the committee? Go ahead, Dale.
How long was the previous contract for?
The previous contract was from November 1st, 2008 to the current time period.
Okay, so
Wait a minute,
I'm-
1 second. That was the previous before that. 1 second. The previous contract was. Sorry, it was March 12th through February, the current period.
March
March 1st, 2012.
12th. Okay.
So there was a previous before that one. This has been an ongoing contract.
I'm looking at the changes in the prices from the last contract, and the last two items in particular, the increases are almost 10%, and it seems to me that this should be a very competitive business, and that there should be multiple vendors that would compete for this, and we would get some competition. I'm wondering why we only got one bid, and if we'd have gotten multiple bids, whether we could have gotten people to sharpen their pencils a little more and gotten a better deal.
Okay. I'm not an expert in the paper industry, but my experience over the past couple of times that we've done the bid for this item is that it's a very volatile industry. Like even when within the current contract, there's a 90-day fixed price, and then there's an option for modifications quarterly, because it is a very volatile market for the pricing. So it is something that is difficult to get a vendor to commit over a long period of time for a fixed price. In this case, we did advertise on our website, and in addition to make sure that it was competitive, we advertised in a plain dealer. And as part of our general bids specification package, we do include a no bid sheet, because we do want to have feedback as to why a vendor would choose not to bid. So if what we're offering is not realistic, feasible, or if there's something in our specifications that make the price for what we're looking for high or not competitive, or option for other vendors to provide, we would like that feedback. In this case, we did get 3 no bid responses. One vendor simply stated that they felt that they could not be competitive. Again, we always post our information on what our it's a matter of public record to know who was the previous bidder and what our previous prices were. The other vendor stated that there was timing and timeline that they felt they could not submit a proposal that met our specifications. And then the third vendor stated that the bid went to a contact person within their department that was on vacation. So in some cases, there's just timing. There was in this case, the company, you can have more than one person listed as your contact person. But in this case, the one person that they had was on vacation, so they didn't get the notice.
And is this contract at a fixed price, at fixed prices for the term of the contract? Or is there a process where the price can vary depending on market conditions?
What the contract is a fixed price for the first 90 days before, and if the vendor has documentation from their distributor or the manufacturer of a significant price increase, then they can submit that documentation to the county. We'll review it and determine if we find it acceptable, and it'll take in effect 30 days after the date that they get the price increase from their distributor or manufacturer. And it also makes the same requirement on a price decrease. If the county determines it, finds out from the market that there's been a price decrease, the manufacturer is required to give us that concession also.
How would we find that out?
It would have to be, we would just, again, I can't speak for Jim Sebas, but he's very in tune with the market as far as the pricing on reprographics and paper and copier information. But
And-
that's no guarantee. I mean, there's not a weekly report, but we can check those prices.
And what is the trend in our usage of paper products? And are we taking affirmative action to try to reduce the use of paper products and become more green?
The simple answer to that is yes, we are looking to become more green. Measuring paper consumption per department has within the last year, I think within the last year and a half, has become an actual measure that we monitor for each department and the county as a whole. Public Works, because we're the distributor of the paper, we actually look at the measures of the county as a whole and how we're doing with our paper consumption. Since we've been monitoring it, which was in the first quarter of 2013, comparing it to the first quarter of 2014, the county as a whole has reduced their paper consumption by a little over 15%. And then what we do is we drill down per department, and we monitor each department. And Public Works, for example, we have reduced specifically in our department, we've reduced our paper consumption by almost 7%. So some of the ways that we do it in Public Works is early on, we used to, whenever we had a construction project that went out for bid, we would print a whole bunch of copies of the plans and specifications. Now we do that electronically, where we give the vendor, or we give the proposers discs. In my department, the employees are required to print everything two-sided rather than one-sided. Theoretically, our paper consumption should go in half, right? It doesn't always work that way. Keeping in mind, Public Works, we are the largest consumer of paper because we have the print shop. The print shop, it's a little bit more challenging, and it's a little more variable based on the requests we get for printing. So that's a little bit harder to control, and it's not necessarily under our control as far as what our paper consumption is. But within the office, we're always looking to not print things out, to do it on, look at everything on a tablet, or print double-sided.
Okay, Final question is that in looking through the documentation, it said that the contractor, which held this contract previously, was evaluated, and the overall performance of the contractor was rated as only average. And my question is as to why they're rated only average, and what could they have done better that would have resulted in their getting an above average or a superior rating.
I have to check on the specifics of that. I apologize that I haven't gotten into the details of that. Jim Sebus would be the person that evaluates them, so I need to touch base with him and get back to you as far as that. I know generally speaking that then Jim's a pretty he evaluates people he has high standards. We'll leave it at that. So, and that's the way he grades people. So, you know, they're providing a service, and they're providing a good service. I don't think we have any issues as far as this vendor, and that we would not consider using them.
Okay.
Well, thank you for those excellent questions. Let the record reflect that Councilwoman Simon's here. Welcome.
And do we now have enough votes for the minutes?
Right. As soon as we're done with this, did you have any questions on this this contract? Yeah, they're a substantial supplier. I see they were the previous supplier, and because they're the incumbent, they don't want to lose this contract, and that's probably why people didn't want to bid against them. I'm just guessing, because they knew they were going to have to get down and dirty to beat them. Bonnie?
If I might add something, one of the things we did look at with the last contract is requesting, and this is for Councilman Simon, request more recycled paper rather than, and we had higher percentages of recycle, so that the reams of paper that you normally get has a higher percentage of recycled paper than what we had in the past. So we did change the spec to look at, being more green, as not only just reducing the paper consumption, but also looking at recycled paper.
Okay, great. So there's no use in going 3 readings on this. There's no other bidders, so I suggest we just go ahead with a motion for second reading suspension. Do we have a motion?
I so move.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, that concludes everything on the agenda. I just want to make a comment that on returning from my trip, I got the news that Bonnie is going to be moving on to greener pastures. I just want, Bonnie, for you to know that in my 23 years of experience in government, you are one of the most competent and knowledgeable directors that I've had the pleasure of working with. And so I'm disappointed that I'm not going to have the pleasure of working with you, because I think that was one of the things I was excited about chairing this particular committee. But I have a philosophy, everything happens for a reason, and a window gets shut and a door gets open. So I just want to wish you the best.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really enjoyed my 4 years that I had, and I appreciated working with council and you challenging me on a day-to-day basis. I think that made me a better public works director, and I appreciate that. And I reflect on all the good things that we did, and we made a lot of progress, and it was as a group. And you challenging me and my department, to come up with better ideas. And I think we accomplished that as a group. So, my staff is still here. I have a great staff. I've always been lucky to have a great staff. And I think the progress will still move forward, whether I'm here or not and with my replacement. So keep challenging everybody and we'll make great things happen. You'll make great things happen here in Cuyahoga County. Thank you.
Okay,
Mr.
thank you.
Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Millen.
I've got to take this opportunity to pile on. I also feel that in terms of the you acknowledged the number of projects you could competently handle at the same time, and the number of hats you wore and did them all, and I think that that you have made a very substantial contribution to the future of Cuyahoga County, and you're gonna be able to drive around town and see the projects that you worked on and saw to successful completion, and you helped us bring in major and challenging projects on time and on or under budget, and I think you just have a lot to be proud of, and yes, I know that you have good staff and that you're gonna be able to carry on. We're gonna be able to carry on, but I do think there is gonna be a hiccup and a little bit of a delay, and I think the kind of leadership that you provide cannot just be instantly replaced, and so I think you will be missed, and most of all, I just want to say thank you for your outstanding service, and thank you for the opportunity that I've had to work with you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay,
Thanks.
well, thank you very much. I guess in the.
Mr. Chair, I'll catch up with the director at another time. But if I can say, this building speaks of Bonnie. Bonnie led the building in decor and all aspects, most aspects of this building. And I think, every time I walk in, it's from the furnishings to the budgetary constraints and just the beauty of this building and really the rapidity, the rate in which we built this thing and all that really represents Bonnie to me. It really, without the dog kennel, but just really captures the, Bonnie had her hand in that too, and it's forever changed. So, I think it's an absolutely huge loss to the county, but I know you'll do well and absolutely will be missed by this council person.
Okay, thank you very much. I was just going to say that, over the 4 years, Council President Connolly kept on saying, what else is this woman going to be doing? And the amazing thing is you had the answers. You didn't have a dozen people that were answering for you. So that was pretty impressive. So thank you very much. And that concludes our agenda. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to move to approve the minutes.
Oh, thank you very much. Second? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. I'm not voting since I was not here. Motion passed. This meeting stands adjourned.